Hi, it's me, that divination witch, Sarah. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. I am here with a reading. I'm going to speak with Hecate, and I feel drawn this time. I'll pull a few cards generally with her, but I feel drawn to ask her something, some advice for all of us. So let's get into it. Now, like I say, welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is a safe space in witchy community. If you want to join, hit subscribe. And if you want to support the channel further, I have all my links below. I offer readings, I've got Patreon. We're going through the Year of the Dark Goddess this year, which is exploring different archetypes of the Dark Goddess. Also got a magic class coming out. If you're interested, go check it out. I'm just using the classic Rider-Waite tarot. So to start off, let's just ask her general, what would she like us to know? This is for the collective. Nurturing your inner spark is important. It is a part of you, of all of us. And we all deserve to have that connection. We all deserve to have happiness. What makes you think you don't deserve happiness? Ask yourself that, because we all deserve happiness. We all deserve to be able to achieve something that we want to for no other reason than self-fulfillment. I feel like a lot of us feel guilty, and I feel like that's what she's saying. Stop feeling guilty. You are here as you are now on this planet in this lifetime, and you have this chance to live. And this has came out in readings before, but life is for living. Yes, there's a lot of worries going on right now. We know this. We know all of this, but you shouldn't feel guilty just because all this stuff's going on and a lot of it is outside of our controls. You shouldn't feel guilty for wanting some form of happiness in your life. You are entitled to that, okay? And you are entitled to want to achieve something as well. So, you know, if you want to have a hobby, or you want to start that business, or, you know, learn that language, go to this place, do this thing, do it. You know, life is too short. You don't know what's around the corner. This has came out before, and I feel like this is a common consensus of what she wants us to know as the great mother, as, you know, the nurturing force that she is. So Page of Wands is us, you know, getting back in contact with that spark, that energy, that creative vibe, that happiness, that drive, that it's like what a child has when they're young. Like, I want to be an astronaut. All right, well, you be an astronaut, love. All right, you might not actually be an astronaut, but it doesn't stop you dreaming. You know, where are the dreamers? Don't let it go. A lot of us are bogged down, moon reversed. We feel guilty, we feel sad because of being a dreamer, because of wanting to do something happy, creative. No, we need to stop that and look forward to the future. And yes, it's difficult. We know this. It comes out all the time. We just need to turn the news on. We know the world isn't the best. But hey ho, it's our world. Make the best of a bad situation, as they say. So only you can change your life around. So what is the message here? Like, what do? Do you just sit back and cry, or do you do something about it? Do something about it. Manifest. King of Pentacles. Have the life that you want. And yes, that may look different for all of us, and yes, it may be hard. I'm not quite there myself either. You know, I get it. I'm on the way to where I want to be eventually, but you know what? I'm trying, and you should all try too for yourselves. And that's the first bit. So I wanted to ask her some advice, because a lot of people find me because of Hecate. I do talk a lot about Lilith as well, I know. But a lot of people are new to Hecate and are new to spirituality in general, new to her, and they get scared. And you know what? I don't blame you for getting scared. A lot of people do, because Hecate can, in herself, even if you didn't know anything about her, she can be a bit mysterious. We have fear of the unknown, given what she does and who she is. She is the goddess of the liminal space. She rules over the restless dead. So she's helping some people with some issues, let's say, putting it nicely. She helps ghosts, literally. Like, that's scary, especially when you're new. You'd be like, I don't want to see a ghost, you know. And then, you know, coupled on top of that, all this dark rhetoric about her. Now, as somebody who is actively in the Cliffoth right now, I am on the left-hand path. And even that is painted out to be some edgelord thing, and it's just not, right? These people who, I call them edgelords, but a lot of people who write these grimoires and talk about these paths and stuff like this, and talk about Hecate in this context, do so from ego. People gravitate to being Mr. or Mrs. Powerful when they feel powerless. These people are normally pretty insecure, probably carry a lot of big traumas, big issues, and that's their way of fixing it. You find with humanity it goes one of two ways normally. Just, this is a generalization. People either want to be, you know, the super villain or the superhero. Do you get me if I put it like that? So these are like the people who are like super villains in a way. And that's not the reality of things. The reality is duality. The reality is we need both, and one side shouldn't be all edgy and badass and, you know, like that, and the other side shouldn't be all, oh, we aren't dark, we're just lovely and light, and no, that's evil. You know, we are both. We are everything. The universe is everything. So with that being the case, look, I understand why people are scared of her, and I hate all this fear mongering in her name, because people want to be edgy. She sorry, she does have the capability of doing some pretty dark stuff, like has an epithet called filth eater. That sounds bloody badass, doesn't it? But the filth eater is because, yes, it's a dark side of her, but it's for a good reason. It's taking the shit energy, the negative things, and turning it into something different. So it's about perspective, you know. But Hecate, she gets looped in with all this stuff. And I really wish she wouldn't. You know, there's some things out there that people have basically made up about her and said she's told them and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? This is your fantasy? And people go along with it because they're blinded by ego and they want to be a badass black magician and stuff like this. And therefore, your average person, you know, a brand newbie to all this, thinks, oh my God, this being is so dark. She's going to F me life up. And then there's also people, I recently had a customer who said their local witchy shop said, oh, Hecate is not for beginners. Don't go to Hecate. Why is she not for beginners? I was a beginner and I started with her. Yes, I had fear, I did, but she helped me through that. And some of it took years to process. She healed my inner child. So why is she not for beginners? Why do you say this to newbies to add more fear to her name? She is the goddess of witches after all. She is the goddess of magic as well. She has to be firm sometimes, and she does have some tough love, yes, but she isn't heartless. She cares. She cares for people who have called her worse than crap. I've seen it firsthand. She helps people who don't help themselves sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, because she doesn't just do things for you. She gets people to be independent so they don't become a lost soul, you know, be self-sufficient. Not self-sacrificial, self-sufficient. I feel like that was her saying that. So what makes you think she's not for beginners, eh? Is it because she holds a mirror up to you? Because that's what she does. Again, she doesn't want you to be self-sacrificial. She wants you to be self-sufficient. How do you become self-sufficient? Work through your shit. She holds that up to you. And that's where her tough reputation comes in. It doesn't mean she's out there hurting people willy-nilly for no reason, being all nasty. So I wanted to ask her, I went on that rant there, what advice she would give to somebody new who wants to know her. Oh. Fear will hold you back. Whether it's her or anyone else. She's saying fear will hold you back. Fear always holds you back. In general, okay? Go to her with an idea. It doesn't have to be a big one. You don't have to have everything figured out, because that's the point of a spiritual journey. We don't have everything figured out. We're exploring. We're learning. But go to her with purpose. Go to her with something. Even if it is just curiosity. Who are you? You know? Have a reason in mind, because she knows already. She's so powerful. Like, she is the guide, the torchbearer. She gets people to where they need to be. So you need to have some semblance of that. But she already knows the destination. She already knows. But she would like you to know. So if you are brand new, even if you're just reaching out to her because you think she's the witch goddess, which that was me at one point in my life. It really was. So something, you know. And have an open mind as well to accept her guidance, to accept what she leads you to, you know, because she can lead people to many different paths. She can lead you to love and light things, if you want to call it that, right hand path things, left hand path things. She can lead you to your ancestors, past life stuff, like anything. If it's in your best interest to help yourself, to help you be well-rounded and no longer lost, then she guides you to it, because we all have the divine spark, which she mentioned before, and that keeps coming out. We do. We all have a spark in us. And if you're questioning your spirituality, if you're questioning whether she is with you or to work with her or worship her or whatever, then that's a spark. And from a spark, many fires can happen. And fires are not always a bad thing. Fire will burn away what is no longer needed, but it will nurture what is needed with the home and the hearth energy. You get me? She said about fear holding you back for these things. It will hold you back when you miss out on opportunities. You don't do the actions that you're meant to do, and so you feel worse. And why? Because of conditioning, because of what the patriarchy has put on us all. Whether you're religious or not, in the Western world, we all have subconscious programming, you could say. We've all got it. Even non-religious people, you know, we just do. That's just the way our society's set up. We need to realise that we are more than the programming, the magician. And this is what she helps us realise. We might not be able to change the programming. We can't change everyone, you know. It harks back to things she always says about you should never try and force someone to change their minds on things, because it's up to them to come to the conclusions. So we might not be able to control what our outside factors are, but we can control how we react, how we think, how we feel, and how we behave. And that's what she helps us do. And that's ultimately Hecate. She helps us be well-rounded, not lost, self-sufficient, independent, powerful in our own ways. She is not out there to harvest your soul or hurt you or anything like that. And honestly, a lot of the time she's there anyways, and you just don't know it because she works from afar. She is the divine feminine. And to part from this, for anyone who is holding on to religious traumas and fears, look into your religion. Look into the roots of it. Look into what came before. Look into other mythologies. I mean, if you're Christian, a good thing to look at is Gnosticism. That holds a lot of answers. It's answered a lot even for me. I don't believe it to a T, but I know there's truth in it. Look into these things because there's commonalities throughout different teachings, both good and bad. And you will see, if you even say as a Christian, dissect the Bible sort of thing. Why were there so many books that were taken out of it? Why was it reworded? Who reworded it? I mean, King James is one of them, and he hated anything hated. Yeah, I think he had a weird, sick fascination with the occult. He wrote about demons. He started the witch trials. You know, he hated anyone different, to be honest. So why was that changed? Because a man changed it. A man had his agenda and changed things. Oh, and on that note, if you heard that motorbike, I don't know if you heard it because the microphone is buried under my hair. That was the reading, and thank you so much, Hecate, for that. Good luck. If you made it this far, if you want to learn about Hecate, I've got a whole playlist about her. You may as well hit subscribe. Until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.